Caitlin Clark.
I could have sworn it was open.
Rookie move.
I was a rookie once.
Caitlin Clark.
Aren't you Rookie of the Year?
That was last year.
Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
Caitlin Clark is quietly rewriting the entire business of sport, and what she's building right now makes the league look like just one chapter, not the whole story.
A chair.
Okay, I meant this rookie driver made that rookie move.
Whoa. Dude. You need someone with more experience. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, State Farm's here to help, no matter how long you've been.
Let's start with one of the most shocking signs of her impact. She led the entire world's active basketball card market in 2025. Yes, Clark outgraded LeBron James while injured. That's a seismic shift in how fandom and sports economy operate. Collectors who historically value NBA legends and decades-long careers sent more Clark cards to PSA in 2025 than any current NBA player. Let that sink in.
The pick is in. Time to get things back to the podium. Here is the commissioner, Kathy Engelberg.
With the first pick in the
Trading cards are not sentimental souvenirs. They are investments. People grade cards to increase their market value. Collectors chase names they believe will appreciate. When Clark topped those charts, it told the world something that couldn't be spun away by PR or narratives. Her cultural currency is immense and global. She is a sports person whose brand exists independently of the league she plays in. Fans wearing Clark jerseys at neutral events don't just represent fandom, they represent branding territory. Her image is showing up in places the WNBA has never penetrated on its own. Some analysts try to pin this on hype or momentum, but that misses the real mechanism at work. Momentum fades. Brand value, if built rightly, compounds. Caitlin Clark's brand is compounding fast. If you think that's wild, buckle up, because the second sign of her growing empire is even more dramatic. Major global corporations are making strategic financial bets tied to Clark's impact, even if they don't say her name publicly. But before we move on, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and hit like.
Well, Caitlin Clark hugging her family, her brothers, Blake and Colin, her father Brent, her mother Ann, and
Nike's turnaround over the past year was not an accident. After years of stock stagnation and questions about relevance, something shifted. Tim Cook personally bought tens of thousands of Nike shares in late 2025, and Nike's CEO Elliott Hill publicly purchased roughly $1 million in company stock. When executives at that level put their own capital on the line, it is inside confidence that something big is coming. What's driving that confidence? Nike didn't just market a signature shoe for Clark. They are remaking their entire storytelling engine around her influence. The leaked From Anywhere Christmas ad was the first signal of a much larger narrative repositioning. It wasn't just about showcasing her shooting ability, it was about framing an icon who redefines possibility itself. The shoe drop in 2026 is a cultural event. Corey Galloway, a leading sneaker industry analyst, told insiders that the technology being integrated into Clark's signature line rivals innovations used in NBA athlete shoes. That's not marketing speak, that's strategic differentiation.
to the podium, she is officially a member of the Indiana Fever after as decorated a collegiate career as we have.
Clark's involvement in the shoe's design also exposes another layer of her influence. She doesn't just endorse products, she shapes them. That level of agency is rare, even among the most powerful male athletes. When an athlete's preferences are baked into the engineering of performance gear, we have crossed into co-creation, not mere sponsorship. That fundamentally alters the economics of athlete-brand relationships. Let's step back and see what's happening here. Clark is influencing product development, cultural narratives, collectibles markets, corporate investment behavior, and media engagement cycles. That's the impact of a global brand architect, and she's not stopping there. Now factor in digital influence. Clark's social media engagement outperforms entire team accounts for several franchises. We are talking millions of cumulative impressions on moments that have nothing to do with game action. Interviews, behind-the-scenes content, sneaker reveals, lifestyle snippets, and fan interaction. actions. That is personal brand resonance, not just professional visibility.
Caitlin Clark, now a professional.
Well, Caitlin, you write this goal down when you're a little girl, but it's a different reality when you hear your name called. It's kind of coursing through you.
The real magic in Clark's rise is that she has become a public utility of attention. When she speaks, when she moves, when she signs a deal or tweaks a sneaker prototype, attention flows. That attention translates directly into commercial value. Networks pay for it, sponsors pay for it, streaming platforms pay for it. Brands that once looked at the WNBA as niche now see it as part of Clark's broadcast orbit. Here's another shocking reality. Caitlin Clark's value isn't tethered to her playing status. In 2025, she missed more than 2/3 of the WNBA season due to injury, yet her off-court prominence grew during that period. That kind of non-linear influence defies traditional sports paradigms. Normally, an injury diminishes visibility. With Clark, it enhanced engagement because her brand exists outside the simple win-loss binary.
Right now,
I got a little anxious there before the pick, but I think more than anything, just grateful and lucky to have my family here, my friends over there, coaches up here. So I think just enjoying the moment.
This reveals a fundamental truth. Caitlin Clark is not merely a player in the WNBA. She is a media ecosystem unto herself. Her narrative is consumer-facing, scalable, and easily translatable across industries. The league benefits when she plays inside it, but her power is not owned by the league. The WNBA is renting visibility from her, not the other way around. And that brings us to the most controversial, uncomfortable tea of all. Caitlin Clark is building leverage that could fundamentally shift power dynamics in women's basketball. Most athletes build legacy through career statistics, championships, or Hall of Fame narratives. Clark is building legacy through brand equity, which means her influence could outlive her playing days by decades. Imagine a world where Clark launches academy programs, where she becomes a content producer, where she partners with global platforms to create original media. All of these things are logical next steps for someone who has already conquered fan attention and commercial relevance.
This moment since I was in second grade, and it's taken a lot of hard work, a lot of ups and downs, but more than anything, just trying to soak it in.
I think one of the things we lose sometimes when we talk about you is this has taken a lot of...
Some skeptics will say she needs a championship to validate her position. That viewpoint reflects old school thinking that performance is the sole metric of impact. Modern sports economics doesn't work that way. Market value, cultural significance, and brand influence now outweigh trophies and long-term legacy building. The most commercially valuable athletes in the world are not always the most decorated. They are the most connective. Look at the top earnings across all sports. Female athletes like Simone Biles and Eileen Gu have made the bulk of their income off their sport, not for their sport. Clark is entering that league in real time. Even her critics acknowledge her reach. When social media influencers, TikTok creators, and mainstream news outlets who never covered women's basketball start posting about Clark's sneakers, cards, and earnings, you know this is bigger than sports fandom. This is cultural saturation.
to be standing here. What is the work you've put in that you are proud of to be in this moment?
I think the biggest thing is, I always just believed in myself. I went to Iowa with the goal of taking us to the Final Four.
There's tea bubbling under the surface that insiders aren't discussing openly. Some league executives privately worry that Clark's brand might outgrow the WNBA as a vehicle for her full potential. Not because they resent her, but because they recognize that she now operates in a space that the league's economic model was not designed to support. The WNBA pays players well relative to its history, but not at the scale of Clark's commercial influence. There's a gap between league economics and brand economics, and Clark is straddling both.
We did it twice. We went to 2 national championships, 4 Big Ten championships. Yeah, there's my teammates. They're pretty awesome. And I think just a belief in myself, and my parents always instilled confidence in me.
Now imagine what happens when her full Nike launch hits during the 2026 season. You're not just talking about sneaker sales. You're talking co-branded content, international tours, lifestyle collaborations, possible media production deals, and crossover appearances far outside basketball circles. Every one of those avenues multiplies her relevance and global footprint. Clark's situation also shifts bargaining power for all athletes. Today's stars see that individual brand growth is not limited to league structures. Tomorrow's stars will pursue hybrid careers where league play fuels their brand rather than defines it. Clark is the first player in women's basketball history to demonstrate that transition with such clarity. And make no mistake, brands see it too. That's why massive CEOs are quietly positioning around Nike's resurgence and her upcoming signature line. That's why card collectors are sending in her memorabilia at record rates. That's why networks will jockey for broadcast windows she touches.
I was a young girl, and I think that's something a lot of young girls can learn to have, and I think people supporting them certainly helps. So yeah, I think the biggest thing is the confidence, but I told my mom before this is like,
she is not just a big name, she is now an economic indicator for women's sports. This is where the real shock comes. Caitlin Clark is building something bigger than the WNBA, not because she wants to overshadow it, but because she has discovered that her value ecosystem cannot be limited to it. She elevates the league when she plays, but she transcends it when she speaks, when she partners, when she appears on platforms that live outside basketball. Caitlin Clark is building an empire that defies any single league's boundaries. Once she fully returns, the question won't be whether she dominates the WNBA, but how far beyond basketball her impact will stretch. So, let us know your views in the comments below.